Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's start with today's topic, the personality disorders. As it's a revision lecture, so okay. So can you guys please elaborate what was the roadblock, what was the difficulty while understanding this personality disorders, so I can more briefly explain while revising this topic or while redoing it. So please quickly write in the comments. Walaikum salam. No difficulty. Okay. What else beside this brief overview? So the 146 rest of people, they don't have any find any difficulty. Well, the single student just only find it that they were superficial and they were not understandable. Is it? All of you are there, or you went on some break after the previous lecture? Okay. Manu, don't worry. Obviously, I will explain in detail as much it is possible right now. But I just want to know the opinion of the other 146, 145 people so that I can make convenient for everyone. No? Ah, same question. Okay. Okay. I got it. I got it. Okay. Okay. So let's start with the personality disorders. Okay. Can anyone please tell me what is personality so that I can relate it with the disorders? Yeah, attendance mark, all of you are here. I got it. I just thought that all of you went on some sort of break after the previous lecture. So that's why I was asking. So please tell me briefly what is personality so that before discussing the pathology, we should have the idea, we should have the home ground regarding the physiological process or the physiological personality or what is personality. Pattern of characteristics about what? Good. Attitudes, behavior. Okay, then what's the difference between behavior and the personality? Not yes, the motives, but not in the absolute term. Well, that depend upon nature and nurture. Obviously, personality is derived from both the nature and the nurture. Basically, the personality is the predictable behavior. It's the behavior, it's the attitude of an individual which we can predict, right? That under different circumstances, under different environmental stressors, how an individual will respond. Like for example, if someone is a liar, or if someone have a personality like the drama queen, or if someone want to live in the isolation, then we will predict that out of 100, 95 times he or she will predict in the same way. Got my point? So it's a predictable or the relatively stable behavior of an individual. It's a relatively stable way of an individual to respond towards a different environmental stimulus or towards a different environmental the events. Got it? What is personality? So now, as we define the Normal personality, let's jump it when that how the normal personality, how the normal attitude turns into a disorder or turns into a pathological shape. Basically, as all of at this point, all of you knew that the personality basically drives via the interaction of an individual from its environment, as per both the Freud's theory, as per the Erickson's theory, as per the others theory. When an individual, after coming to this world, he or she will interact with the environment. The way he or she will interact with the environment, that will determine, that will shape his or her personality. Got it? So now, there are two concepts which needs to be clarified before starting this topic. That when we will label, okay, the first concept is about the traits of personality. Then what is the traits? Okay, when I told you the word the trait, what comes in your mind? How you will define a trait? Dictionary wise, not necessarily the psychological wise. What is the meaning of trait? Trait, trait. Characteristics, quality, good enough. Basically, the story is that good enough, absolutely right. When they starts to, when the word personality emerges, and then later on they worked on the personality. So there was a need to classify the personality or to identify the personality among all the population of the world. So basically, at the start, they just categorize this personality thing, or the types of personality, according to the dictionary words. That in a dictionary, how many words describe a personality, characteristics. Now, the problem was that there were anonymous words, many type of personalities, around the 30, 40, 50s. So it was impossible to classify it scientifically. So what they did, they basically divided the words or the characteristics of personality, or those words that represent a particular personality, feature, into groups, right? These groups are known as the traits of personalities. Now, these are the concepts regarding the trait theory. There are other theories of personality which are obviously not relevant at this point, that how they characterize it, how they classify the personality things, etc. But right now, regarding this topic, just clear one thing regarding the trait in your mind, that for the sake of convenience, for the sake of classification, what the psychologist person did, that they classify the personalities into the dictionary words, then they further subclassify these words into the clusters or into the groups known as the traits of personality. So far clear? Okay. Now, second concept, important concept, that are these traits universal, or are these traits or the divisions of personality are unique to everyone? Answer is, these traits are universal. Everyone among us, every individual, all of your fellows, including teachers, or we all have these personality traits in us. We are the mixture of these personality traits. No single trait is present 100% or purely in any individual. Keep this concept in your mind. We are the amalgam, we are the mixture of all these personality traits. If if I am a schizoid, then meanwhile I am also histrionic, right? These are the traits. These words are the traits. If I am a little bit manic, then meanwhile I am a little bit generous also. So now, when these traits become the disorders, as I said earlier, please concentrate on this thing. These two concepts are very important, otherwise you cannot understand what are the personality disorders, right? So please try to little bit focus on it. So when these personality traits, as I said, all humans are the mixture of all humans personalities are a mixture of these traits or these characteristics, right? So when a particular trait dominates all other traits, all other personality groups, in such a way that the normal functioning of an individual, the normal role of an individual which the society expects, it undermines. then we will label it that now this person is suffering from these personality disorders. Got my point? Let repeat it. There is a concept that all human beings are the mixture of traits, different personality traits, right? But when a certain trait, when a certain quality, when a certain characteristics, it becomes so dominant that the role of an individual, the professional role, the societal role which the society expects from an individual, it becomes undermined, it becomes compromised. Then we will label it as that now for this individual, this personality traits now become a personality disorder. Got it? So there are two things very important while labeling a person that he or she is suffering from some personality disorder, that a certain trait should be highlighted, a certain trait should be visible, a certain trait should be become the bold, and secondly the role, the societal role which the society expects, which the people expects from that particular person. Like a teacher should teach people, a doctor should treat patients, that particular role becomes undermined. Then if these two characteristics are present, then we will label it as the personality disorder. Got it? If anyone have any doubts regarding what it is, then please ask right now, because after starting this topic, it will become, mess. Okay, let me repeat it again. Trait is the label regarding a particular characteristics of an individual. We all are the amalgam of different traits. We all are the amalgam of different types of personality. Different type of personalities are present in an individual under the normal functioning. Now, if in that mixture a particular characteristic, a particular quality become dominated on the rest of all qualities, and because of that dominance, the professional role, the societal role of an individual which the society usually expects, it become compromised, then we will label it as now this person is suffering from the personality disorder. Hopefully it's now clear. Okay, so let's continue it. What are they, in how many, we divided them into how many classes, etc. Now, for the sake of convenience, we divided it into the three clusters. Cluster is nothing, cluster is a collection of traits. It's again derived from that trait theory. Because it's derived from the trait theory, that's why personality disorder, they also divided into the cluster ABC as per the original theory, right? Which I told you a few moments back. This classification is according to the DSM-4 criteria. All of you hopefully knew what is a DSM, that international manual, the to classify the psychiatric disorders, right? It's standard. It's a standard to divide the psychiatric illnesses. So they divided into the cluster A, B, and C based upon that previous cluster theory or the trait theory. Now, for the sake of convenience, people attach the normal English language words with these clusters. That cluster A people are like the mad people. They are behaving weirdly. They are behaving abnormally. That's why they label it as a mad. Cluster B people are little bit not. They are to some extent dangerous towards the society. That's why they label it a mnemonic with the word the bad. And the cluster C people, these are usually the, the dukhi people. These are basically the those people who miserable people, or who at least behave in a miserable way. That's why they attach the word the sad. Always remember this: mad, bad, sad, these are not the scientific words. These are just for the sake of remembrance, just for the sake of reflection, just for the sake of easiness to describe the characteristics of these clusters. Cluster A people, they always behave in an erratic way, in a mysterious way, in a weird way. Cluster B people, these those will always be against the society. Those will harm the other people. Cluster C people are the miserable people, bichare people. Got it? So in the next table you can see the characteristic A and the odd, eccentric, dramatic, emotional, etc. Let's jump to the, hopefully this cluster thing is clear now. Where the word is cluster derived, they derive it from the same trait theory, right? The group of a trait is known as the cluster. So that's why they also classify them according to the same theory. Now check. These are the cluster A contain the three, cluster C contain the three, whereas a cluster B contain the four disorders. Now we will explain one by one, so there is no need to read over here. Let's jump to the main slides. Okay, so how we will define it again? The personality disorder, persistent pattern of experience and behavior. It is basically the definition of personality, not the disorder. And when this persistent pattern undermines the role of an individual, the societal role of an individual particularly, then we will label it as a personality disorder. Now let's start with the cluster A. So what I told you the moments back, what are the characteristics of the cluster A people? They are the mad. By mad means, yes, please write it down. Odd, yes. Different, eccentric, anokhe in Urdu. Yes, altered sense of reality, good enough. Those people, by looking at them, you just say the word, the odd, good enough. So let's see how they become the odd. Why we label them the eccentric, or why we label them the weird. So among the personality disorders, cluster A, first is the paranoid personality disorder. No, they actually not think that everyone is evil. They have their own view. I will explain in the coming slides. No, no, they don't think that everyone is evil. Let me explain it. Okay, so among cluster A, first one is the paranoid. Can anyone please write down quickly what is the meaning of the paranoia? It's an English word, paranoia. Quickly write it down. Paranoia from the English. Paranoid or the paranoia. No, no, not confused. Yes, overly suspicious. Very good. Excellent. Vehmi. Good enough. Good enough. Yes. Those people, yes, distrustful. Those people who are too much shaky, who are too much, they think that everyone is planning against them. They think that false belief in a very negative way. They always thinks that everyone is against our progress. They thinks that everyone wants to undermine us. They think that everyone is doing the plannings, everyone is doing the lot of effort in in everyone is jealous of our personality, so everyone is trying to undermine us. Now just imagine a person with this sort of personality disorder, that you talk to him in just a sarcastic way, and he got the message that you're trying to undermine him. Just imagine the person, and just imagine the person who is always interpreting others that everyone is against me, and everyone is against my beauty, everyone is against my knowledge, everyone is against my skills, etc. and etc. They are such vehmy, such distrustful people, such suspicious people. Got it? So paranoia personality disorder will include those people who thinks that everyone in this world is against them, and everyone is trying to undermining them. Got it? Now the question will come with such statements that the Mr. A or the Miss A, she thinks that he become failed in the exam, and now he thinks that that the someone is doing the some supernatural sort of thing. Someone is doing the black magic just to undermine him. Or in the psychosocial assessment, someone told you that he thinks that everyone is against him. लोग नहीं चाहते कि वो मैं तरक्की करूं, लोग नहीं चाहते कि मैं जी मुझे कुछ अच्छा मिले, एटसेट्रा, such sort of things. Now, this paranoia thing is clear. Okay. Second thing is, second disorder is the schizoid personality disorder. Let's first understand what is schizoid. To better understand this personality disorders, it's very important to first understand the trait. These disorders have the two components. The first word will always describe the trait, like the paranoid trait, like the schizoid trait, like etc., histrionic trait, etc., etc. Right? All of us are a little bit paranoid. It's quite normal, doesn't it? All of us, all obviously, a little bit negative in terms of while discussing about the results, in terms of while investing something, etc. But when that paranoid quality of an individual, it becomes so highlighted that it undermines the role, then we will label it as the paranoid disorder. Now, the second one in the cluster A is the schizoid personality disorder. Let me first define who are the schizoids. Schizoids are those people who enjoy their own company. They don't need anyone to share emotions, to share, the memories, to share the experiences of their life. They really don't need anyone. Being the humans, we are the social animals, as there is always a need to share our things with our relatives, with our family, with our friends, right? But the problem with these people is that they don't like that anyone get the insight of them, right? They are so particular, they are so, if I use the word, the contagious, they always contain all of their memories, all of their emotions in a very lid tight jar. They don't want that anyone, uh, everyone, any except them, all the rest of people of the world are banned to enter their own world. Got it? These are the particularly description of a schizoid type trait. Now, when it will become the disorder, that when this schizoid trait becomes so highlighted that it will undermine the societal role of an individual. Like for example, being a student, you're expected to be present at the annual function of the college. You're expected to be present at the sports day of the college. Now what will happen, that if some of you has been suffering from this, schizoid personality disorder, then he would be unable to join the college function. He would be unable. Yes, and the problem is that just imagine a person who is so much contained that he even don't want to disclose about his own emotions. Now, what you will expect, that for how much time he or she will contain those emotions, particularly the negative one, like the anger one, like the jealousy one, right? And if it become a day-to-day practice, then just imagine the life of that particular person. But the thing is that these are highly, everyone is banned to enter their own life. Got it? So they are enjoying their own life. They don't want to share anything, right? The problem is that by containing these emotions, they are more prone towards the psychotrauma thing. When they try to hold the every negative emotion without experience, then what's happened, that they do not visit any psychiatrist, then do not visit any doctor. They will not talk to anyone about their own problems. They will first try to find their own problems by themselves, the solutions of the problem. Obviously that's not possible without the experience. So they become eventually the more victim of, this depression thing, this anxiety thing, this psychotrauma thing. So that's the main problem. So with the passage of time, first psychotrauma, then second psychotrauma, they become more prone towards the next onward events. Now what will happen in the future, that they even try to hide the healthy activities, the activities which one should participate in it, because of this disorder. Got it? What's wrong with it? Otherwise it's good. Otherwise the all of the characteristics of this group is not dangerous for the society or not dangerous for the any other individual. Like we studied, the previous slide, what's wrong with becoming the paranoia? If someone is paranoid, then obviously he or she is paranoid in his or herself. He is not against the society. He's not against the rest of people. But what's the problem in becoming paranoia? That obviously he or she will hurt him or herself, isn't it? Obviously it is. Now, third type in the cluster A personality disorder is the schizotypal personality disorder. So far, hopefully, the word schizoid clear, right? But let's say if a person is alone, if a person is of schizoid characteristics, and he is also doing the magical things like the dam durud, like the lot of belief on the supernatural things. That I have a mokkal, I am talking with him. He can track me. He knows that where I am going. He will help me in the exam. He's my best friend. Some supernatural thing, right? If a person have the such beliefs, then we will label it as the schizotypal personality disorder. Got it? There is only a minor difference. Schizoid, one who is enjoying his own life, who doesn't welcome anyone to enter into his own private life. If that schizoid person also start doing some sort of magical things, some sort of supernatural practices, like talking to some hoor, talking to some jinn, etc., then we will label it as a schizotypal. Got it? Clear? Yes. The only one difference between this disorder and the schizophrenia is that schizophrenia is a psychotic disorder. No, no, no. Hallucinations also occur in this schizotypal type of personality disorder. The only difference between these two things is that in the schizophrenia, as it's a psychotic disorder, so one lost the concept of time, space, and place. There are highly chances that the schizoid and the schizotypal will convert into the schizophrenia with the passage of time if no help has been provided, or if they didn't try to change their own characteristics. How? With the passage of time, they will become more distant from the reality. They will become more distant from the real things, real people. So with the passage of time, they will lose the concept of time, space, and the place. So this disorder, personality disorder, will ultimately convert into a psychotic disorder. Clear? Please quickly clear it. Okay, good. Okay. Now, let's first revise it, then we will jump to the next cluster. Cluster A contains three: paranoia, paranoid, schizoid, and the schizotypal. Paranoid, Shaki Mazaj. Always thinks that people are against him, people are doing the planning against him, etc. Schizoid, one who doesn't welcome anyone into his or her own world, who enjoys his own, company. Schizotypal, the lonely person, the self-enjoyable person with the magical beliefs, with the magical practices, with some talking, with the some supernatural thing. On giving the psychosocial assessment, he or she will reveal that I have many spiritual friends. I have many spirits to whom I can talk. Okay, now let's hopefully it's clear. Let's jump to the cluster B. As we said that cluster B people are the bad people. In which sense they are bad or the bure log? In that sense that they are against the society. They are against the people of the society. That's why we label them as the bad people. Let's see how they are bad. Yes, they harm people. They enjoy while harming the people. They enjoy while giving torture to the other people. Now, first is the antisocial personality disorder. What is that antisocial trait? Antisocial means I feel a lot of pleasure while, yes, serial killers, kidnappers, masochists, etc. Those people, exactly, they are the serial killers. Okay, antisocial, those people who enjoy while breaking the laws of society. While you are revising this the personality disorders, I will advise write down the personality disorder and add a single liner description in front of it, so that in future when you're revising for the exam or for the test, there is no need to go through the whole theory. While just remembering the one line, you can answer any SEQ, you can answer any MCQ, right? So for the antisocial personality disorder, those people who enjoy while breaking the society norms, while breaking the society laws, while breaking the every rule of the society. Got it? So when a typical antisocial personality disorder person will give you the psychosocial assessment, he or she will reveal in while giving the law history that I'm used to break the traffic signal, I'm used to break the the laws which are imposed by the government, etc., etc. I'm getting the I'm getting a lot of satisfaction while breaking these laws. So these typical words, these typical lines will dictate that this person is suffering from the antisocial personality disorder. Now, the second personality disorder in this cluster is the borderline personality disorder. I will uh, I will be glad if I will add a line with this personality disorder that pal mein tola pal mein masha. They have such an unstable personality that you cannot predict about them. They may be happy on one thing and they suddenly become furious on the similar thing. Got it? At one moment they will show that they are the friends of you, and right after a few moments they will become your enemy. So such a volatile type of personality that is even not stable. Got it? So we will label it as a borderline, as the name depicts itself, that this borderline thing means something which is not certain, something which is not clear about their personality. You have no idea that what are their likings, what are their dislikings. You have no idea that what is their ideology actually. They may be one day they may be the victim of they like the one political party, and right after the next day they are the serious they will seriously against the similar party, similar views. So if you suspect in future about such sort of persons, particularly with this borderline type of personality disorder persons, then please don't share your core ideology with them. There's no need to impose your ideology, or even there is no need to argue with them, because you cannot win these people as they are highly unstable. They are emotionally very unstable people. Got it? The insight? How are they? In Urdu, the best word which attaches with them is the pal mein tola pal mein masha. Now, the next personality disorder is the histrionic ones. Histrionic, literary meaning of this is that the drama queens or the drama kings who got much appreciation inside, who got much enjoyment while creating a scene, who got enjoyment, who become very happy while while dramatizing something. Got my point? What type of personality is this? They are the mostly these people suffer from the somatic disorders, the false headache, the false stomach pain, the false backache, etc., etc. Just to create a drama. Just yes, attention seekers. Exactly. But the only attention seeker with the they always want that the society or the people should not enjoy the peace. They have the inherent desire that there must be some if I will say the appropriate word, what should I say, uh, uh, okay, leave it. uh, they have the inherent desire that there must always be a war in every home. There must always be a war in every workplace. There must uh, there must be some they will always add the spice in a conflict. They will always try to manipulate the different people just to create the fuss, right? So they do not want to take any they want to take every responsibility, but in every responsibility they will surely create some fuss. Got it? They have the habit, they have the personality trait of the disorder of this thing. Got my point? Okay. The next one in the cluster B is the narcissist personality disorder. Hopefully you will aware of this word, the narcissist. Yes or no? If yes, then please write what it is. Please describe it, the word narcissist. Okay, no problem. I will explain it. Yes, self-centered. Good. What else? Yes, 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 yes. That's the true definition. Just a minute. Oh, no, 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 no. They have no idea. No, no, no. They have no idea from which thing they are suffering from. Only a third person who is observing them and who have the some background knowledge of a little bit psychology, he or she can identify it. As we knew that personality always, work always function at the unconscious level. So these disorders they also work at the unconscious level. We have no idea. The best way that how we will explore it, it is that if a person consistently behave in a particular way under different situations, then we can identify it, right? Not based upon our own perception, but a persistent evidence in every situation. Like for example, if someone is histrionic, for example, then in every situation, if you will identify the what was the cause of this fuss, what was the cause of the this confusion, what was the cause of all this, then you will identify a single person. Okay, because of this everything starts, right? So the person who is suffering from this disorders, they have no idea. Even maybe I am suffering from some personality disorder, maybe you guys suffering from some disorder, but a third observer with the knowledge, he can identify it, right? That's the purpose of teaching you guys, as you have to manage the people in your life in future. Lives are less chaotic or more, well, that depend upon the extent. But obviously with these disorder, lives are always chaotic, because let's just imagine a person who is always schizoid, who do not who have no friends, who have no, the personal relations, who have no work relations, who have no healthy family relations even, then obviously his life is chaotic, no doubt in it. Okay, let's jump to the slide. The narcissist sort of personality disorder. Yes, those who write the word the self lovers, that's a true depiction. Excellent. Please add this word with this type of disorder, the self lovers. Now, just imagine a person who is so much self loved, who thinks that unconsciously that I am the most mahan person in Hindi. I am the most mahan person of this universe. No one is superior than me. My thinking ability, my decision ability, my skills are above the rest of whole world. Just imagine a person. Now, if let's say you just criticize that person, let's say there was an activity ongoing in your class and someone is suffering from the narcissist personality disorder, and while after completing that activity, he was saying that okay, I did this in a very in a very professional way, I did it in an excellent way, and you just told him that yes, you did in an excellent way, but if you add these things in this scenario, then this activity will become more enjoyable. What do you think, that he or she will accept your criticism, or he or she would become against you? Just write it down. I will again repeat the scenario. XYZ, someone from your class is suffering from, yes, they would be against you. Excellent, good enough, good enough. Because at unconscious level, what is their thinking? That they are the most greatest person of this universe. They are the most the person with the excellent mind, with the excellent capabilities. There is no need, yes, exactly, there is no need to modify them. Instead, everyone else have a need to modification, but they don't. Got my point? How that this thing is bad for the society, that such persons will become the revel of all other persons who are criticizing them or who are just pinching them. So in this way, they become their revels. So that's why we put it in the bad label. Now, just quickly revise it. This all four. Antisocial, those who enjoy while breaking the laws, who enjoy while breaking the norms, etc. Okay, one thing is not relevant to you guys, but for as we are studying it, so always remember that we label the antisocial personality disorder after someone is becoming the adult, after the age of 18 or after the age of adulthood. Before the age of adulthood, there is another separate name with the same characteristics, but we will particularly label them as antisocial after the age of adulthood. Just that's for the sake of reference. There is no need to consider it. There's no need to put focus on it. Okay, second one is the borderline personality disorder. Borderline is that those have the unstable emotions, those have the unstable sort of personalities. You cannot predict about them. You cannot you cannot you have no idea that under different situation how this person will act. Unstable personalities basically. Then are the drama queens or the histrionic ones, and then are the self lovers or those who have the unconscious ideology that they are the most best people. Now, let's jump to the cluster C or the sad people. As I said in earlier, at the start of this lecture, that the cluster C people, these are the most petty people, as they always behave that something is wrong with them. Although, despite all the blessings from God, despite everything, they will always behave that they are the most maskeen people of this world. In if I will give the the Urdu description about the cluster C people, how? Let's see how. First personality disorder among the cluster C is the avoidant personality disorder. The only difference, yes, self pity, exactly. The only difference between the avoidant, please listen it carefully. The only difference between an avoidant personality disorder and a schizoid personality disorder is that schizoid people love, enjoy their own company, right? They deliberately become self isolated. They deliberately do not want to share their emotions. उन्हें किसी के होने या ना होने से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Schizoid people, schizoid personality disorder people. But avoidant people apparently do the same thing. They will not share their emotions. They will not visit the public place. They will not visit the gatherings. But इन्हें फर्क पड़ता है. Remember the word what I said for the schizoid personality disorder. किसी के होने या ना होने से उन्हें फर्क नहीं पड़ता. They are the self enjoyable. But for the avoidant people, इन्हें फर्क पड़ता है. Now, why they are isolated? The avoidant people, they are isolated because of some reason, some solid reason. For example, someone, let's say, taunt the person with the avoidant personality disorder that your shoes are not pretty. Your shoes are looking, disgusted. Your shoes are outdated. You wear the winter collection in the summer. So, what will they do for the rest of their life? They will not. They do not want to see that person again. They do not want to, go into that situation again. These are those people who apparently have a very high self-esteem, but in fact inside their mind a lot of conflict is going on. Got my point? Note my observation that what I told you, those personalities, those people who apparently have the very high self-esteem. Okay, if someone taunting us, I will not visit him or her again. If someone is giving me if someone doubts me, then I will not talk to him or her for the rest of their life. Okay, I will explain it again. Avoidant personality disorder are those people who deliberately do not want to share their feelings, do not want to share their emotions. Yes, let me explain how they are coexistent. Who do not want to share their inner self, but they have a high desire that they should share it. No, 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 no. Okay, let me explain the simple words. For example, there is a man who apparently said that who have the high desire that he should enjoy the parties, he should enjoy the the social gatherings, but eh, he even didn't visit those parties, he even didn't go to those hangouts, and aside from that particular group, he told everyone that I don't want to visit those parties because they are against the Islamic teachings. I don't want to hang out with the parties in which the male and the female they are coming together, etc. Such statements. Now, apparently, has a very high self-esteem, right? But inside, he is suffering from such a mental trauma that he want to go to those places, but he is not going. Got my point or not? Just compare this picture to the schizoid personality disorder, that he do not want to go, and he is also not complaining about it. If I don't want to go, I will if let's say I am having a schizoid personality disorder and I am not going onto any party, onto any college function, but I am also not complaining about it, I'm okay with it. But if I am having an avoidant personality disorder, I will not visit the college parties, I will not visit the gatherings, but I will also complain about it. Got my point or not? Okay. हाई सेल्फ स्टीम अपेरेंटली होती है, राइट? एक साइड पे काम नहीं करना चाहते, काम करना चाहते हैं अपने अंदर, दिमाग के अंदर उनके होता है, डिजायर होती है हमने ये काम करना है, लेकिन वो करते ही नहीं है उसको, बिकॉज ऑफ सम अपेरेंट रीजन, वट्स एवर द रीजन. तो अब अपेरेंटली क्या हुआ कि बड़ी हाई सेल्फ स्टीम है जी, बड़े हाई स्टैंडर्ड्स हैं, लेकिन इनसाइड क्या हुआ कि वो इनसाइड दिमाग के अंदर एक कंफ्लिक्ट चलता रहता है. इनसाइड हर किसी को रो रो के दिखाएंगे. गॉट इट और नॉट? स्टिल गॉट इट और नॉट? श्योर? ओके, लेट मी क्लियरली एक्सप्लेन इट. दीज आर दोज पीपल. हाँ देखा, ऑलमोस्ट नहीं हुआ क्लियर. दीज आर दोज पीपल जो कि कोई काम करते भी हैं और साथ में रोते भी रहते हैं. गॉट इट? मैंने तो नहीं करना था, मैं तो उसकी वजह से नहीं गया, मेरा तो बड़ा दिल था जाने का वहां पे, मैंने तो इस एक्टिविटी में पार्टिसिपेट नहीं करना था, ऑल दे वांट टू पार्टिसिपेट इन दैट. ठीक है, वो वाले लोग ये. चलो शुक्र है. ओके. ओके, नेक्स्ट ग्रुप in the cluster C, these are the dependent personality disorder. And dependent personality disorder are those people who even do not who are unable to even take the basic steps of their life, who are unable to even take the basic decisions about their life. They always need a company, they always need someone to decide for themselves. Dependent, so much dependent, right? So what's the problem? Why they become sad? Why we put it in the cluster C? Just imagine a person who is too much dependent that he even cannot took his lunch, cannot take his dinner without his friend. So obviously, as this universe, this world is so much fragile, so much volatile, as हर बंदे ने तो नहीं रहना ना आपके साथ. So what's the problem with these people? That जब इनके दोस्त जाते हैं तो then they become again pity, self pity. वो भी चला गया मुझे छोड़ के, वो भी मुझे छोड़ के चला गया, वो सब हर बंदा selfish है, etc. Such words. So, dependent personality disorder are those people who have such a low self-esteem that they cannot, they have no autonomy. In short, they cannot even decide for the basic things, for the basic rights of their own life. Got it clear? It's a relatively simple. So just imagine the life of a person who is too much dependent, that he will always have the feeling that मुझ में कुछ गलत होगा, मेरे साथ ही ऐसा क्यों होता है, सब लोग चले जाते हैं, etc etc. On the psychosocial assessment when you will talk about the childhood, when you will talk about the adulthood, when you will talk about the the job history, तो एक बात आपको बड़ी कॉमन मिलेगी, एक चीज बड़ी हाईलाइटेड मिलेगी कि वो लोग ही हमेशा मुझे छोड़ के चले जाते हैं, पीपल डोंट वांट टू स्पेंड टाइम विद मी, देयर इज समथिंग रॉन्ग विद मी, etc and etc. Oh, that's it. So let's revise it. Okay. Now, there are the 10 minutes remaining. So I will tell the word and you have to write in the comments about that personality disorder. Got it? So just make a quick revision about the cluster C. So avoidant personality disorder are those people who deliberately avoid a situation but wants to enjoy the similar situation. There is a conflict in their mind always going on. I want to do this thing but I am not doing this thing, and then I am regretting, and I am expressing my regret in front of people. मैं तो करना चाहता था, लोगों ने ऐसे कर दिया, लोगों ने वैसे कर दिया, इस वजह से मैं नहीं कर सका. अवॉइडेंट टाइप ऑफ पीपल. लेकिन अगर यही बंदा शिजॉइड टाइप ऑफ पर्सनालिटी का होगा तो क्या करेगा कि ही और शी विल बी कंटेन्ड. ओके फाइन, मैं नहीं करना चाहता था, मैंने नहीं किया, मुझे एंजॉय नहीं, मुझे लोग नहीं पसंद, इसलिए मैंने ये नहीं किया. इस तरह की स्टेटमेंट होगी तो शिजॉइड. अगर स्टेटमेंट इस तरह की होगी तो मैं तो करना चाहता था लेकिन उसकी वजह से नहीं हुआ, इसकी वजह से नहीं हुआ, ऐसे नहीं हुआ, वैसे नहीं हुआ, रो रो के दिखाएगा, देन इट वुड बी अ अवॉइडेंट वन. Yes, they give excuses, they give lame excuses because of something which is wrong in their mind. Yes, false excuses comes under this avoidant personality disorder. Good enough. Yes. Yes. The treatment is not straightforward because it involves a detailed psychosocial assessment interviews, then record keeping, then self reflection, and if a person is really willing to improve him or herself, like someone, those people who belongs to the cluster C, they're really pretty people, right? So if someone is willing to cure, if someone is willing to be treated, then here we can treat him or her, otherwise it's impossible. And especially it's impossible for the elder people because they have the mature personalities and it's next to impossible to correct them. Oh, if they don't want to do something in the first go, let's say, then then if they are genuine, if they really don't want to do it, then obviously they would not make an excuse. Got my point or not? Let's say I hate traveling. ठीक है, मैं ट्रिप पे नहीं गया, आई डोंट वांट टू हैंग आउट विद द फ्रेंड्स, आई रियली हेट इट. सो तुम्हें क्या लगता है मैं एक्सक्यूज क्यों करूंगा? नो, नॉट एट ऑल. आई विल जस्ट सेड दैट ओके आई डोंट लाइक इट. I even do not want to give the statement. But if I would describe the story of not going on a trip or not going with the friends, for example, in a very dramatic way, in a very pretty way, मैं इस वजह से नहीं गया, मेरे पास तो कपड़े नहीं थे, मैं तो इस वजह से नहीं गया, मेरे पास तो जूते ही नहीं होते ढंग के पहनने वाले, एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा, मैं तो इस वजह से नहीं गया, वो फिर लोग बातें करते हैं, समथिंग लाइक दिस, देन ऑब्वियसली इसका मतलब है कि मैं जाना चाहता था. गॉट इट वलीद? कि मैं जाना चाहता था, मैं एक काम करना चाहता था, बट देयर आर दीज लॉट ऑफ एक्सक्यूजेस. इफ इट्स क्लियर देन राइट इट. ओके गुड. कैन देयर बी ओवरलैप और नो 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 नो. वो लेबल इट एज अ डिसऑर्डर. मैं करता हूँ. ऑब्सेसिव पर्सनालिटी, नो, there is no disorder with the obsessive personality. Please clearly write the question. There would be no overlap because disorder means the one type. Okay. Sorry. Just first clear the first question. Okay. Last वाली मैं भी clear करता हूँ. एक मिनट ठहरो. A person can have a combination of cluster A, B, and C. For example, a personality disorder from the A, B, and C can be present together in an individual, but it's really rare that a person have a combination of one or more disorder from the same cluster. Like we can find the people with the cluster A, B, C, but it's really rare. It's very rare that someone with a paranoid will also have act or behave like the schizoid. But most of the time, what they observe that those who will label it as a cluster, they have the some traits of they will have a dominant trait of one disorder with the relatively small traits of other type of disorder from the same cluster. Got my point in or not? क्वेश्चन था कि एक बंदे के अंदर एक से ज्यादा डिसऑर्डर हो सकते हैं कि नहीं. सो द आंसर इज दैट ए, बी और सी इकट्ठे नहीं हो सकते यूजुअली. बट ए, लेट्स से हमने किसी को ए लेबल किया है तो उसके अंदर इन तीनों में से कोई एक होगा जो हाईलाइटेड होगा और बाकी के दो की थोड़ी थोड़ी क्वालिटीज होंगी. यस, ट्रेट्स ऑफ अदर डिसऑर्डर्स, बट दे आर द ट्रेट्स, नॉट द हाईलाइटेड वन. हाईलाइटेड चीज एक ही होगी एट वन टाइम. ओके, लेट्स जंप टू दिस ऑब्सेसिव कंपल्सिव. दीज आर दोज पीपल हु ऑलवेज वांट्स to be organized. These are those people who always wants the perfection, the perfectionist people. Got it or not? Obsessive compulsive are those people who always have a compulsion of perfection. Obviously, yes, over consciously perfectionist, over consciously. Now, apparently बात बहुत अच्छी लगती है जी, someone is perfectionist, then इससे अच्छी बात क्या है, being professional or being a perfectionist? But the problem is that can you control your life? I don't think so, because there is someone known as a god who is controlling our life. So the problem is that if a person will become, yes, want the things their way always and with everyone, so these are the most suffering group of people, because obviously everyone have the shortcomings. So if you are so much perfectionist that, let's say, you cannot even these people always have the relationship issues. These people always have the difficulties while dealing with the other people. They will be very bad bosses, especially because they want the things in a very orderly, in a very manageable way. So as everyone don't want it, so there is always a conflict. So in future, if someone with these type of traits, he or she should not be the in charge, or she should not be a team leader. Otherwise, the life of all the people will be a mess. Got it? Hopefully, this third thing is also clear. Now, for the exam point of view, for the sake of remembrance, just add a single word description in your mind or write it down, the single word description with it, and just revise it. It's so easy if you have the insight, if you have the idea that what are these words, like the avoidant, like the dependent, like the obsessive compulsive, like the antisocial. Without knowing these words, it is very difficult to ratify it. It's very difficult to cram it. Any other questions? Anything regarding these disorders? Okay. So how was the Eid? Yes, कोई बंदा भी एक से ज्यादा सफर कर सकता है, लेकिन ब्रॉडली वो क्लस्टर ए को रिप्रेजेंट करेगा, बी को करेगा या सी को करेगा. लेट्स से अगर मैं किसी को ए लेबल करता हूं तो उसके अंदर एक डिसऑर्डर हाईलाइटेड होगा, बाकी दो की थोड़ी 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 क्वालिटीज आएंगी उसके अंदर. गॉट इट? जो बंदा क्लस्टर सी, लेट्स से मैं किसी को लेबल करता हूं तो मेजरली वो अवॉइडेंट होगा या डिपेंडेंट होगा, एंड माइनरली उसके अंदर थोड़ी सी ऑब्सेसिव कंपल्सिव भी आएगी. लेट्स इन जस्ट अ फ्यू सेकंड्स हम इसको बैकवर्ड एनालाइज करते हैं. लेट्स से मैंने किसी को डिपेंडेंट लेबल किया. अब क्या होगा? बीइंग डिपेंडेंट मींस ही और शी नीड्स ऑलवेज अ पर्सन टू डिसाइड ऑन हिज और हर ऑन बिहाफ. सो वो थोड़ा सा अवॉइडेंट भी होगा. वो उस बंदे जिसके ऊपर वो डिपेंडेंट है हमेशा उसकी चॉइस को प्रायोरिटाइज करेगा, राइट? सो वो बाकी लोगों से हट के रहेगा, ऑल्दो उसका दिल करेगा लेकिन बाकी काम नहीं करेगा. वो थोड़ा सा अवॉइडेंट का आ गया. देन इन द सिमिलर वे, अब क्योंकि वो डिपेंडेंट है, वो थोड़ा सा ऑब्सेसिव भी होगा उस बंदे के बारे में. गॉट इट? सो इस तरह से ओवरलैप करता है. लेकिन एट वन पॉइंट इन इन लाइफ ऑफ अ पर्सन, एक बंदा ए होगा, बी होगा या सी क्लस्टर में से होगा. गॉट इट? क्विकली राइट इट. द राइस लास्ट 30 seconds. Okay, then take care. And okay, that's good. I love this.